In this video, I'll show you the exact editing process I use to turn a raw aviation photo into a clean, high-end, magazine-ready image step by step. No shortcuts, no fluff. Let's refine this. All right, folks, so we're gonna start out with cleaning up the majority of this photo. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that we don't want to have. We just want the hangar itself. We just want the plane itself. We don't want the GPU back here. We don't want the door open. We don't want these people back here. And maybe even these chocks, we can try and remove those chocks as well. So let's get to work. Let's do the easy stuff first. I'm gonna grab my lasso tool and just drag this around. There's a dirty spot right here, so I'm going around that. Drag it around this Purdue sign, generative fill, generate. It looks perfect. Let's do this one. And let's do this down here. We can include the wing. That's no problem. It'll go right around it and it'll keep the wing there. And this little cone. All of that stuff gone. And it looks seamless. It's perfect. Okay, let's focus on the difficult stuff now. We're just gonna do the same strategy here. Take our lasso tool, just select the stuff that you want gone. See what it gives us. That doesn't look too bad. Actually okay with that second option right there. Because when the photo's zoomed out completely, you can barely tell. Perfect. Let's do the same thing with this guy right here. Perfect. So yeah, we can start working on the GPU here. Now with this one, there is a little thing hanging down from the plane that is part of the plane. We want to keep that in there. We'll just drag around here. I think the first option looks the best there. We're going to get the chocks as well. And beautiful. So we got all these layers. I'm just going to select all of them and throw them in a group because it's hard to look at. There we go. That's all gone. Now we're going to do a big command. It's Control-Alt-Shift-E. That takes everything that we've done and it smacks it on a new layer. And now we can use the clone stamp tool by hitting S. We can click right here and, alt-click. I'm alt-clicking right on this corner right there. And then we can just take it and drag over like that. We might have to go over it again. No problem. Can even bump the hardness up quite a bit. And just get all that out of the way. Look at that. Takes it right out, no problem. And it keeps that brick detail in there. I mean, if we really want to get nitpicky, we can do the same thing over here. No one in a million years would ever notice that guy back there, but who cares? It's all about detail here. So now we got the plane itself. We got a little dust spot over here. Let me just snag that real quick. All right, so here, I mean, really all we're gonna do in Photoshop is just the cleanup. We're actually doing most of the work in Lightroom. So I actually do see one thing that I'd like to show you how to fix, and that is this window right here. So what we're gonna do is very easy. We're just gonna hit W and get our quick selection tool over here. We're just gonna click on this window. It's gonna select most of it. We're gonna hit Control-C, Control-V, and that just takes a window right out of the original photo. Drop the opacity a little bit, and all we're gonna do is scale it into place. Just like that, bring the opacity back up. And when you zoom out, you'll never tell the difference. Super slight detail, very, very slight detail, but it makes it all look uniform and it makes it look good. That's the Photoshop part done. We're gonna hit Control-S, send it back into Lightroom, and that's where we'll do the bulk of our editing. We'll go ahead and just do our basic corrections right now. Very, very slight things. I kind of like how it's exposed right now, so I might just leave that there. Just bumped up the contrast a little bit, maybe highlights we'll leave there. Contrast is too high, honestly. I don't like it being that high. Shadows will bump that up a little bit, a little tiny bit. Dehaze, I do want to show you what happens when we use the dehaze because it's really good to use this on the sky. The dehaze will be good for the sky, not for the actual shot itself because the plane looks terrible, but the sky will look cool whenever we do use that. So bring that back to normal, sharpening, noise reduction, chromatic aberration, profile corrections, Sony right here. That is what we used. And we'll go to transform down here. We'll see what auto gives us. That's really not that bad, honestly. Usually it's terrible. That's looking pretty good. Yeah, I just want it to be the focal piece of the shot, obviously. I know it looks a little heavy on this right side here, but I would just want the space between the nose and the wing to be the same. So we'll go up to this color mixer here. We'll click on that blue right there, bring up the saturation a little bit, make it look make it just pop out of the scene. We'll click this blue right here as well. I'm gonna go back and bring that saturation down a bit. This little yellow down here, honestly, all of these yellows, there's no point in having yellow in your scene. It doesn't look good, so I'm dragging that down to pretty much nothing. But yeah, now that we got the basic stuff done, it's time to go in there and actually do the fun stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start masking within Lightroom. We're gonna ask it to select the subject. It's gonna mess up, it's gonna select this back here. It's just selecting the sharp stuff, whatever it thinks the subject is. So it'll get most of the plane, but we'll have to go in and clean it up, most likely. Yeah, so as you can see, it didn't get the wing right here. It got the roof, the hanger back there. So what we're gonna do is hit subtract, go to brush, and we'll zoom in here. You can use space to move around, and we can hit shift and click just like in Photoshop. We can just go around and shift click all this stuff out of here. Now it's up to you how detailed you want to be with these things. Do you want to focus on efficiency, how fast you can get the photo done, or do you want to focus on quality? That's your choice. If you are focused on quality, then this is the stuff that you do. This is what makes you stand out from everyone else, is actually doing this work. All right, so that's all the subtraction done. Then all we got to do is go in and hit add and brush, zoom back in, bring up our size just a little bit, make sure we're doing. And then we're going to add in the wing here. So same thing, just shift click. There we go. There's our selection. Now we're going to be using this from now on. We're going to be using this as our baseline for creating the perfect lighting that we want. We'll go ahead and just get to work now on adjusting the plane to make it look how we want. I bump up the exposure just a little tiny bit. You don't want too much because then it looks ridiculous. If it's just a little tiny bump, like I'm doing literally 0.1, 0.2. The highlights, I would go easy on the highlights, honestly. I might not even use them. Shadows, everything's so slight. You just drag it out a little bit and you're like, man, that looks unnatural. So you just dial it back until it looks like, okay, all right, I could deliver that. The saturation, maybe a touch. Go through here. We definitely want some more detail on the plane itself. We want noise reduction. You can see, I don't even know if you can tell the difference, but it's these little tiny things that you cannot achieve in real life and you have to do over the camera itself. The majority of the cool stuff that we're going to do doesn't even come from masking the plane. It comes from duplicating and inverting this mask here so that the plane is out of the picture. What we do with this new mask, and luckily when you duplicate it and invert it, it removes all of the stuff that you just did to it. So we're going to hit these three dots up here. We're going to go to intersect mask with a linear gradient. And then we drag down here and bring it up. Now the linear gradient, doing it this way, you can see this tire's not selected, these tires back here, but the ground is selected around it. It won't touch the plane, but it'll touch the ground. This is what makes it look like a professional shot. Just bringing this exposure down a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Look at that difference. That's all you really need to do with that layer. We can go down here again, duplicate and invert mask. We can do the same for the sky. So we'll intersect mask with linear gradient, bring this down. And this is where we'll go do the dehaze. And we're just doing it a little bit on this photo. We kind of want the sky to look a little stormy, but if we go all the way, it looks ridiculous. It doesn't look like reality. So we just want it to come down a tiny bit. That's looking good so far. We're gonna go to the spot corrector and we're just gonna click around and remove these. There we go. Spots are gone. And with this sky layer, I'm noticing a bunch of noise up here. If we zoom in, we don't want that in the finished shot. So we can go sharpness and just bring that sharpness down. That removes it. That removes it completely. But what does it do to the airplane? That's what I'm concerned about. Yeah, it gives this like halo effect around the plane. I don't really like that because we want this detail. We want the detail around the plane. The stuff that we're worried about is up here. So let's add a new mask and just a brush. We'll just do this ourselves. Go down here, sharpness, bring that down to 0. That's looking much better. Okay, now here's that secret sauce that makes your photo look incredible. Duplicate and mask the original plane. Go here, intersect mask with radio gradient. You drag a circle like this, drag it into place like that, bump up the exposure a little bit. Back to the mask, adjust as needed. You want quite the feather on this one. Get this out of the way because I can't see what I'm doing. On and off. That already adds so much to the photo. But what will add even more, duplicate mask, duplicate the plane. You don't want to duplicate an invert, you just want to duplicate the plane. You want to intersect this mask with a radial gradient as well. Drag this right over the nose, right over pretty much the entire plane. You can rotate it just like this, put it right here, and then we do the same thing. We bump up that exposure just a wee bit. And now we could even bump up the saturation if we wanted to get the window, but could even bring out the feather quite a bit. See if you turn that off, turn it back on. It's the slightest adjustment, but it makes your photos just look different. Your photos look different than everyone else's. And that's why we do all of this. We want your photos to stand out. We don't want them to just be Garbtown USA photos. We want them to be good. And this is how you achieve that look. I'm gonna duplicate this mask again. Just bring this down a little bit more, darken it. Helps draw your eyes towards the center a little bit better. We're gonna go back to this mask and bring down the exposure a little bit more. Just noticed it was looking a bit bright. It was looking a bit unnatural to me. I think we're done with this photo. Everything is just popping. The colors are popping. This stuff is taken away. Let's go back. You see how bright that yellow is right there? It just kind of takes your eyes away. But we darken that up. We make it just look like it's blending in with the ground, and we make the plane itself pop. And we do that by adding in this light up here, adding in the reflections over here, darkening the ground right here. Your eyes just immediately go to the airplane itself. And that is the beauty of this photography right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment if you like this video, if you learned anything. If you guys want other types of content, you want to actually see me shoot an airplane, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'm very thankful for anyone who takes the time out of their day to watch these videos. I really hope they're helping, and I hope you're enjoying them. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.